Oh, wow, another goodie. Hello and welcome to a Agatebay cutting session here in Dresden, Germany, in my workshop with this wonderful Stone Master saw. And I have some of these mysterious island agates with me today that I want to cut with you. These agates are really always a mystery when you cut them, not just a mystery where they have been found, but also the colors they can have inside. They are amazing sometimes. So I would say let's get right into it and see what we can get out of these rough stones. The first piece is showing me two weathered windows, one here on that side and one on the opposite side right here. I can also see these little dots here on the surface area, which are probably tubes that are penetrating inside of the stone. So I will place a cut that's going directly through the middle of this complete part and cut once across the middle of the nodule right here and come back out where we came from. I'm staying a little closer to that window because I can see the banding on the fortification part is opening up more on the left hand side, so I'm just staying a little closer to there so I catch a little more of the fortification part in the nodule. Oops. The first one's not the one I was hoping for yet. It's just got a couple of these fracturing lines running right through the entire piece. It has a quartz center. I mean, structure-wise, it's not a bad piece with the water level banding and the fortification part, but just not the quality I'm looking for. So this one will end up on the cheap agate pile. This next piece looks really promising. You can see here's a relatively fresh broken area where it shows some beautiful yellow color, and here on the back side you can see there's another entirely weathered window. I'll probably be cutting it right through here, just ignoring all of the fractures because there's just too many running across in all different directions. Oh, was war das? Oh shit, hier die ganze Platte ist gebrochen. Oh. Yeah, unfortunately the last pieces of wood just burst on me, so I had to get some spare ones, and now they seem to be holding up. So we'll just continue cutting. Oh, wow. Der ist gut. Oh, wow. That's surprising. Look at how beautiful this piece is. No fractures, no flaws, super fine and contrasting banding, some parallax, just perfect symmetry in this piece as well. Like, I had no clue that this agate would be anywhere close to the quality it is. Here's a nice loaf of bread, and here I can very clearly see there's a fracturing line. Let me just get the pen. You can follow it up all the way here across the entire piece. So I will definitely avoid this fracture. The volume is a little bit thicker here on the left hand side, so I'll stick still a little closer to the left side, but cut somewhat parallel to the fracturing line with as much of an opposite angle to the flow of the nodule, so in case it has some parallax, that I will get the strongest banding out of this piece. Oh, wow. Another goodie. Wow. It's got some gorgeous colors in a bright green in combination with orange and red and blue. And the depth is fantastic in this piece as well. Slight bit of parallax, but not too heavy, and just an exceptional quality piece. And what I really like about the island agates is the structures on how the banding seemingly flows in each of these nodules. And I think this is a really high quality piece. I can spot two tiny little fractures up here in that section in both halves, and then another tiny one in both halves down here. but this is not a major flaw, so this will only take a little away from the value, but still a outstanding quality specimen. And this is already the second winner of this badge, so this is very good so far. Now this one's going to be a little more difficult to cut. I can see there's a broken weathered window here on that side that extends from about here to here, and then another window that starts just next to here and all the way across here. So I have to cut somewhere in between here, but since the nodule gets a lot smaller to that side, I will lose a lot of volume if I just cut it back here. So instead I will clamp it in like this and cut diagonally across, so I won't get any parallax banding, or it will at least be a very weird angle, but rather than cutting for the parallax, I will get a larger sized face for both of these halves, so I don't lose too much of the banding if I cut too far in the back of this side. Okay. Yeah, it was a good decision to cut it the way that I cut it, right next to the broken window here on both sides. And if I had cut it any further back here, you would see that the floater almost entirely disappeared if I just cut a couple millimeters further in the back. So it was a great decision to cut it as close to the front as possible, with this beautiful flow channel that opens up to this floater, surrounded by this beautiful golden yellow colored agate. And I think it's a beautiful piece. Not the super highest quality, but a very, very solid and nicely banded specimen. I already helped to get this agate a little wet, and the reason is that you can just see a little bit better here on the surface where the fractures are going, and I can see there's a small fracturing line that somewhat extends here, and since I can only see it very shallowly, I believe it may just be in the very top layer of the agate and not really penetrate into the stone. But since all the other areas of the agate are complete except for this area here, so I cut right next to the window that's just starting upon here and cut across here. My cameraman and I, we were both making some guesses about how it's going to look inside, and I was guessing that it won't have any fractures but bright blue parallax, and Clemi, my cameraman, he was guessing that it would have some fractures, and it does have some bright blue parallax, but it also has some fractures. So it's a decently nice piece. The last one of the batch is another nodule with a pretty odd shape, so I will going for a pretty weird cut and cut it diagonally across here, which will make the nodules pretty uneven for both halves, because one will have a full back and the other one will be a little smaller, but I think I will catch most of the banding if I stay closer to the left side. You can see the left side is a lot smaller than the right hand side. Still, you can see that the banding is closing down here on the right half, although it's getting thicker, but it only means that the banding is getting further away from each other, losing more of the contrast and probably opening up to more of the quartz, which creates this floater in the specimen. I mean, it's a decently nice piece without any major fractures, but it doesn't have the contrast, the colors, the fine lines that I'm looking for in high-end specimens. So this is another piece that will probably not be able to make it on my website, but it's a decently nice cut. I think all of the pieces I've been cutting have actually been pretty nice, so we will just go ahead and take a resume in a second. Here we are! All of the pieces have been cut. I had a ton of fun doing that, and I have been rewarded with some beautiful cuts today. All of the ones I'm cutting in these YouTube videos I'm keeping separate, so if you're interested in getting a bundle of maybe 50 specimens to polish, then those would be coming in a group for like $500 plus cost of shipping, just if you want to do some of your own polishing with these pieces. But these agates, they're so much higher in quality for me that I can sell them easily on my website. This one is really nice because it has this intense yellow banding, which I love so much, and also beautiful floater here. You can really see how sharp the crystal outline is with this floater specimen. That's a really nice one with a unique color. But talking about unique colors, look at this one. This is so bright green, and green is one of the most unique colors in all agates to be found. And then the contrast and depth in this piece as well, with the red and orange in between the banding. What a spectacular piece. And then last but certainly not least is this piece, and I think it's my personal highlight. It has this fine parallax banding, and it almost makes it look like a Laguna agate. No flaws, no fractures, just beautiful perfection with the symmetry, the fine banding, and just such a gorgeous piece. And I did not think it would turn out to be any good. And those are the best surprises when you cut your own pieces. And I hope you do that too, because cutting agates is the most fun you can imagine. So get your saw, cut some rocks, and have some fun. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Check out my website. Leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon again.